G'day folks, Jim Langlands here from FX Charts with a currency outlook for the Finance News Network for Thursday the 15th of November. Well, the currency markets were a little bit mixed today. The US dollar is a bit weaker against the euro, but otherwise it's made gains against most of the other currencies. The FOMC minutes were released within the last hour. They hinted that further quantitative easings are possible. But overall, they've had fairly little effect on the market. The euro did spike to the day's highs immediately on their release, got up to 127.78, but it's since come back and it's resting at levels that before the release, and it's currently sitting around 127.35. Cable, that's a bit weaker. That's at 158.40 at the moment. The Bank of England's quarterly inflation report and economic outlook were a little bit dovish and suggested that the economy is going to remain in the doldrums for longer than expected previously. So cable's down, sitting near its lows, as I say, at 158.40. Dollar yen, that spiked higher today. The Prime Minister, Noda, he hinted that he could well dissolve the lower house of the Japanese Parliament tomorrow if the opposition agrees to pass reforms on the electoral system. This would probably trigger an election for next month, and the consensus is that the opposition Liberal Party would win that and would place more pressure on the BOJ to further ease monetary policy. So we've got dollar yen up at 80.20. It's been up to 80.30 so far. Dollar Swiss is at 94.40. That's just following the euro around, really. And the Aussie and the Kiwi, they're both a bit lower today. The Aussie's down at 103.70 and the Kiwi's at 81 the figure. General risk aversion, the equity markets finished on a weak note. They're down. The S&P were down about 1.4%. So they've dragged the Aussie and the Kiwi down with them. And in the case of the Kiwi, the economic data looks to be slowing, and the market's looking towards the possibility of an RBNZ rate cut at the December meeting, so that's putting the pressure on there. But other than that, there's not really an awful lot else to report. If you do want a fuller outlook on the market, go to the website as usual, www.fxcharts.com.au. And that aside, please just remember that any outlook mentioned here is a personal view only, not intended to be used as trading advice. So that's all for today. Have a very good one, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.